How do you turn one piece of content into 30? So a lot of people, they've gotten better in this day and era at mastering short form on things like TikTok and Instagram. But there is still so much ground to cover when it comes to turning one day's worth of efforts into hundreds and sometimes even thousands of efforts across the internet. So let me give you a very clear way that you can turn one piece of content into damn near 30, okay? So let's just say I record this YouTube video. The first things I can do after this video is created, in fact, let's take it away from YouTube. Let's say I record this piece of what will be 3 to 5 minutes worth of content. The first thing I can do, again, is cut it up into parts. So I can have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, all the way to part 10. Each of those 10 parts can be spread out on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube Shorts. People don't think about YouTube Shorts too much. YouTube Shorts, on LinkedIn, right? And then of course on Instagram. So those are already 5 platforms, each of them have 10 parts. Again, I'm using an example because obviously each platform has its own vibe. And you're not gonna necessarily do what you would do on Instagram as you would on LinkedIn, but just stick with this example. So we've turned one piece of content already into 10 on one platform. We've times it by 5 platforms, that's 50 pieces of content already. I should have said turn one piece of content into maybe 200, but stick with me. So we're already at 50. Then you post the long form version of this on YouTube, okay? So now you've got 51 pieces of content. This is where even advanced people get stuck. Now what you can do is you can transcribe the full YouTube video and you can turn it into visual and written content. Written content, let me clarify that, written content. So this whole video can be transcribed and reformatted into a blog. It can then be transcribed and reformatted into an email. It can then be transcribed and reformatted into something that incites a poll on YouTube, because on YouTube, you can actually have a section where you can do a poll. You can be like, do you believe that you can do content more than one way? Yes, no, maybe, I hate this. And then people can vote. That's again, another way of engagement. Okay, so now we're at like 56 or 57 pieces of content already on the written side. And I've mentioned email as well. The other part of LinkedIn is you can have it just be LinkedIn, like written LinkedIn with no video. Okay, so now you've got like nearly 60 pieces of content. Okay, the other thing you can do, we've now talked about written, we've now talked about video. You can now do like a visual piece of content, so like a slideshow. So this video can be like 3 steps to turn 1 into 200. Step 1, make video, slide. Step 2, turn into these 3, 4, 5 content types of formats. That's slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, post and schedule. So you can now put that slideshow type of content, again, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, okay? And we haven't mentioned other platforms like Twitter and Snapchat and things of that nature. Transparently, I need to invest more time and energy into Snapchat because I've been able to generate at least over $100,000 in sales for some of our prior celebrity type of clients through the use of Snapchat and TikTok advertising. But truthfully with Snapchat, even I have grounds to cover on that. But I know for a fact, even that can be, slideshow format on the stories, okay? So again, that's maybe 60 or 70 pieces of content right there. And then of course, what you could do is you can use the story feature. So you can have a virtual assistant or you can use AI to be able to turn this initial transcribed piece of content that's been reformatted into a slideshow into stories. So now you've got 4 stories, okay? So 4 stories with a poll at the end, okay? So that one video that would be 3 to 5 minutes has literally become like 80 pieces of content. Let's just use a round number, 80 pieces of content, okay? Now, are you gonna do this every time for every video, especially if you're pumping out a lot of videos like yours truly? You might not, okay? But I can tell you for a fact, we post across all my brands and my free Skool groups and LinkedIn, we post probably 30 or 50 times a day across all these platforms. So when we get 1 or 2 inbound clients coming in here and there per week or per fortnight or per month, just off inbound from content, it's not that the content is the best in the world. I stutter sometimes it's a bit, nuanced and it's a bit too techy and it doesn't appeal to everyone. But the good thing is, because there's so many different mediums in which people can receive the information, it allows the person to receive it in the way that they can best at the right time. So guys, that's how you turn one piece of content, not even into 30, but into 80 through tactical diversification with content formats, with being intentional, and with using multiple platforms.